What's up, everybody? We're the boys. We're making noise. Welcome back to episode 5 of the podcast. I'm Niko Heister.
Hunter Sproles.
Corbin Fletcher.
Trey Blackburn.
First things first, I want to shout out everyone who commented. It's just one person today. It's Peyton. But hey, make sure you guys all like and comment and download the podcast.
Yeah, and also make sure you go follow us on social media, Instagram and Twitter at the Boyz Makin noise.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, shout out to Peyton for giving us this idea. We make predictions every week for who we think's going to win. And I went back, watched them, and we tallied them up. And as of right now, for the standings, tied for first, we have me and Nico with 23.5 points. And how that works is each correct prediction is 1 point. And the tie, we each just gave each other half a point.
That freaking tie.
Because, I don't know, that's just what we decided.
Yeah.
And so in third, we have Corbin with 21.5 points. And in fourth, we have Hunter with 19.5. And we just want to shout out Nico. Week 2, Nico predicted 15 out of the 16 games.
Nothing new.
Correct.
Get this man on ESPN.
Hey, he's still tied for first, though.
Yeah.
So.
We're all looking to see how that goes throughout the year. So.
I will say I had a good week 2, 11 out of 16. Week 3 was rough for me.
Yeah.
If you guys watched last episode, I'm sorry.
Because you're an idiot.
Everything I said, I'm sorry.
Shout out to Peyton for that idea, though. For real.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, Peyton.
So in today's episode, we're going to recap week 3, go over our stud and dud player and team of the week, talk a little bit about Thursday's game, make some predictions for that, talk a little bit about COVID and how we're now seeing the impacts of that with the NFL, and a really good hot topic question at the end of the episode, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So to start out, 49ers and Giants, Nick Mullins, what is he on right now?
Wow, I mean,
Drug
I guess the 49ers came in with their JV squad and beat the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't just beat them. I should say they slaughtered the Giants this week. 36-9. I mean, it doesn't get much
And
worse
who took
than
the
that.
Giants?
Well,
I took the Giants.
me and Nico did hit the Giants.
I can tell you what, though, if I had a cap on right now, I'd tip it to Nick Mullins. You know,
Yeah.
for him to come in and do that, dude, it was impressive.
Did he have over 300 passing yards?
He did.
Over 300 passing yards. That's insane for Nick Mullins.
I mean, let's be real. However way you put it, Danny Dimes in that offense, you're going to put up 9 points. Are you kidding me?
on a defense that's hurt.
I know. On your home field, disappointing.
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
Maybe it was a turf.
No.
I thought Brandon Ayuk had a pretty good game.
He did. He runs well.
I don't know. I think he had, 5 catches for 70 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He had a rushing touchdown. He was just kind of all over the place. I really liked watching that from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, we have to talk about it. Let's talk about the tie from our Bengals against Philadelphia Eagles. Who wants to start?
Well, I'll just say this real quick. I can tell you who the most mad person was in this table right now because we were watching the game together. Trey Blackburn.
Trey Blackburn.
How'd you feel about playing for the tie at the end?
Playing for the
Both teams
tie.
being 0-2 and playing for the tie.
Let me tell you something. When you're 0-2, what do you have to lose?
It's different if you're 6-1
Yeah, exactly.
fighting for the division.
Exactly.
What do you have
Exactly.
to lose? What do the Bengals have to lose?
And it's not like the Bengals are in this division where, it might be close. I mean, they got the Steelers and the Ravens, and the Browns are starting to play good. They're last in the division.
They also have a playmaker in Joe Burrow. They didn't even give him a chance to.
Hey, let's mention though, him and Tyler Boyd had a connection this week.
And T. Higgins.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, T. Higgins, he
2
got his first touchdown, and he said, I'm not done. I'm getting another one.
Yeah, he did miss a deep ball to him at the end of the game.
he did.
T dropped it. It was a tough catch.
He's a rookie, though.
Man, Carl Lawson 2 sacks this week.
I'll tell you, if those Bengals get their offensive lineup, that's going to be a risky
Let's talk
squad.
about
That's
that.
going to be a risky squad.
Joe Burrow got sacked 8 times.
He's running for his life out there every play. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to say, hey, Joe Burrow's my quarterback.
Yeah.
You know?
Whoa.
Well,
I'm embarrassed to say we have the O-line.
I'm saying, that guy's getting hit.
Yeah,
as
I
much
dude,
as
he
he
got
is.
drilled that one play.
Oh,
yeah.
So-
absolutely.
We were talking about it. They kept replaying it, and it got me every time. Every time they replayed it, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm going to say a little rule for you guys in case you didn't know. I think he had to go out after that play because the medical staff came in on the field. So he had to go out one play and come back.
Ryan Finley came in, handed the ball off, got pancaked by a defensive lineman, and trotted off the field.
And
Did his
Get him out
job.
of
Go ahead.
I did like what we saw from Joe Burrow, though.
Yeah.
He had that one play where he scrambled right,
The
was about to get
little-
sacked,
yeah.
spin, and threw it down the side. That was a Joe Burrow
Yeah, it's
play
just
right
too
there.
bad it got called back.
I love seeing that. He's making plays, and behind that O-line, I mean, really, you could put about anyone except maybe Russell Wilson back there, and it's gonna be hard to make plays.
And I mean, it's a collective effort for that O-line, and we're only through 3 weeks, but I thought Jonah Williams was going to be better, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted him with their first-round choice, and I know he I mean, maybe that injury is real hard on him, but he hadn't looked great.
I was listening to somebody talk, and they were just like, he doesn't really have that like killer mentality that offense or any lineman needs.
Yeah.
He's not trying to play in the trenches. He's just trying to play a kid's game.
Yeah.
Let's give a shout out to Payne. Great question he had for this game. How do we feel about Doug Peterson punting and not kicking? Well, as a Bengals fan, I felt great.
Yeah.
If I was the
It gave
Eagles,
us a chance.
I think I would have kicked that if I was Doug Peterson, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Jake Elliott has already made a 60-yarder. Like you said, he basically
True.
played for the tie. The Bengals were not moving the ball well in overtime.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I would have kicked that, no doubt about it. But
I think Doug does. Well, I think his mindset was he does have something to lose. You can't lose to the Bengals. You can't. afford
Well, yeah, at
that.
that
Okay.
point, it's a pride
So,
game, yeah.
So to be fair, it wasn't the dumbest decision,
That's
but I
true.
did not like it at all.
because at the end of the day, I mean,
It is about pride.
yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, I heard it on ESPN. Listen to it. There's 3 outcomes in a football game: you win, you lose, or you tie. Tying is better than losing. However you want to say it. I know some people take it as a loss, but it's not.
It's just not a win.
Exactly. So
I do also want to touch on the Eagles a little bit. You know, we're all Bengals fans, so we like to be a little biased and talk about the Bengals. But the Eagles are not as good as we thought. Carson Wentz, I think I counted at least 3 deep balls that he overthrew or didn't get there. Carson Wentz is awful. He did have that rushing touchdown, but
and he did have that nice pass to Zach Ertz late in the game.
yeah,
Oh,
But-
yeah. He played well. He was kind of clutch, bringing the Eagles back. He scored before half.
Yeah, he got better as the game went on,
Yeah,
I'd say. But
yeah. He scored right before half, which really put a damper on things after T. Higgins scored that
Yeah.
touchdowns.
That the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half and second half
yeah.
was bad for the Bengals getting
Yeah.
defensively. So
But yeah, Carson Wentz still. I think he'll figure it out, though. I don't know, man. I said this Trey said it 2 weeks ago. I think that Carson Wentz will figure it out, and he didn't. So I don't want to say he'll figure it out, but it's
Yeah.
Carson Wentz. You gotta think he's gonna do something.
yeah,
I have one more thing to add.
yeah, go ahead.
Joe Burrow. I just found the stat. I thought it was really interesting. So on passes that were up to 19 yards, he had a 91.3 passing grade,
Wow.
which would make him the 3rd best of the week. And with that O line, I mean, you gotta think almost all the balls he's throwing are not
Yeah.
gonna go further than 20 yards. So
Yeah, definitely not a big deep ball when you have an O-line like that. Let's talk about another game. The Raiders, they beat the Saints last Monday night. I mean, everybody kind of thought, wow, this team's amazing.
Yeah.
The Patriots beat them by 16. New England looks good.
The Patriots looked hungry.
They look good, dude.
Sony Michel, 9 carries, 117 yards.
They have, with him, and let's talk about Burkhead. Rexy.
Wow.
Rex
Two
Burkhead.
receiving and 1 rushing. I think he had like 3
Rex
touchdowns in
Burkhead.
that game.
sexy Rexy.
Yeah, you can say it twice if you want. I mean, he was that good. And Derek Carr, I mean, I think we kind of overreacted last week.
Yeah.
And that's natural. But, yeah, Patriots look good. I don't know if you guys know who they play next week, but it's the Chiefs. So we'll definitely see how that goes.
Yeah, that
I mean,
should be a good
one bright spot on the Raiders was Hunter Renfro.
Yeah.
He had a touchdown, 6 catches, 84 yards. You like to see him get going because I'm just a big fan of his. I loved him in college.
Yeah.
And I just like to see that from him.
With the D-backs for the Patriots, you got the Twins, the McCourties. You got Stephon Gilmore, Defensive Player of the Year last year, and Jonathan Jones. That's scary, dude.
I do want to go back to the Patriots offense. They played run ball out this week against
Yeah.
the Raiders, and it worked for them. They had over 200 rushing yards between Sony Michel and Rex Burkhead, which we kind of touched on, but we didn't say that they had over 200 yards.
I like when they play run ball.
Yeah,
I
and,
do.
and they focus on the run, and that obviously sets up the throw. I think most teams try to play like that.
Because, like, Cam, as good as he's been so far, I don't think the Patriots are going to be that good if Cam's just airing it out all day. I think they need to run the football. So, yeah, that was great to see that.
Oh, guys. Bears, Falcons. I mean,
No, hold on. Trey, you know, it sucks to be Bengals fans this week, but what are we not at least?
We're not Falcons fans.
That's
We're not.
the Bears go to 3-0. The Falcons blow another 15-point and
they're
over
0-3
lead,
now.
advancing to 0-3. I mean, this is bad, guys.
So-
Actually, let's talk. Were you about to touch on
No, go ahead.
What about this quarterback situation in Chicago?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Trubisky gets pulled. Nick Foles comes in as a backup quarterback.
This has to be the greatest
And wins
backup
the football.
quarterback.
He's gotta be.
Just,
He's gotta be.
Bye.
Don't tell me he won a Super Bowl as a backup quarterback.
He did. He
Oh
did.
my
You
God,
know,
Heister.
and he won a Super
Heister.
Bowl in which Tom Brady threw for over 500 yards. Still beat him that year. Wow. And he has, I don't know if you guys seen, he has been named the starter for next
okay.
week.
Yeah, I did
He is
see
named
that.
the starter.
Once
Now-
you pull Mitch, you're never going back. That's
I think this is the end of road for Mitchell Trubisky in Chicago. I think he's going to start football games in the future for some team.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be for the Chicago Bears.
You trade up for Mitch with the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
And you take him before Deshaun Watson and Mahomes. You trade up to take Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing.
Nick Foles threw for 3 touchdowns in the final 7 minutes of this game. That is absurd.
I mean, that man is clutch. There's
I
nothing
mean,
better
if you're the
than that.
Falcons, I guess I would just say don't get out to a lead early. It usually doesn't work well
Maybe
for you.
we should try to come back next week.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about a sad point in this game. Tariq Cohen got hurt. It's a torn ACL.
Didn't they just sign him to that deal? Too?
Yeah, he's out for the year. I think this is a big opportunity for David Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was the top running back. You know, Tariq Cohen was a better receiving back, but this is David Montgomery's time to shine in Chicago.
He's gonna be a cowbell back now. I mean,
Absolutely, dude. I'm excited to see what he does. So
Oh, my boys, the LA Rams take a 32-35 loss on Sunday to the Bills.
this was a crazy game.
Yeah.
It was
was a
an
crazy
insane game.
Once
So-
again, Josh Allen playing good.
I know.
Yeah,
Bills
both
jump
quarter-
out.
Both young quarterbacks this game playing good.
Yeah, facts.
Josh Allen did throw 4? Or
Yeah.
not throw, but had 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen has 4 touchdowns, but he did throw a pick, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did throw a pick and he
and-
fumbled.
And let's be real.
Yeah.
They let him get back in the game. Bills went up 28-3 at the start of this game.
Yeah, they scored
They
how
almost
many
scored the
unanswered?
Falcons.
20-something unanswered.
Yeah. And so, but late in the game, they did have a game-winning drive. Literally in the final seconds, he found Tyler Crawford 2 touchdowns in this game. The old Bengal.
Yep,
Former
little
Bengal.
Bengal.
Off. So I don't know. I know it was a claw game, and they had to get back into it, and they let him back in. But Josh Allen still looked really good.
yeah.
I was about to say, Josh is looking good, but I don't think he looked that good that game. He obviously threw for 4, but, I mean, you got to think the pick came into play. He fumbled. And he's missing some throws. I don't know if you guys watched the highlights for the game at all, but there is some looks that he's missing, and he's throwing some off targets, but he's still young, so he'll get it.
Yeah.
I saw the stat. Josh Allen, he has the 3rd lowest rate of uncatchable passes thrown over 10 yards. And I don't know about you guys, but I can
Wow.
think of a few guys who throw the deep ball well. You know, you got Russell Wilson.
But Russell, he throws it
Aaron
better than anybody in
Rodgers.
football.
Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. You mean to tell me Josh Allen is ahead of one of those guys?
Wow. No, that's
That is
crazy.
incredible.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Going back to the game, though,
Mhm.
the Rams had a 103-yard advantage in total yards and still ended up losing to the Bills.
Yeah, this is the kind of weird for the Rams running game. So Cam Akers was out. He had a weird injury, something with his cartilage or something, rib cartilage, very painful. And Malcolm Brown, he broke or did something to his finger, but he played in this game.
But he didn't get most of the touches.
Yeah, it went to Henderson.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see that, but I don't know. At first we were like, wow, these 3 running backs are going to be great.
And that was one of them.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see how that progresses, but Henderson looked good though, no doubt.
Moving on to the next game, we got the Washington football team and Corbin's
The
Brownies.
Brownies,
Wow.
baby.
The Browns came out with a 34-20 win over Washington's good defense.
And guess what? Guess what won him the game?
What?
The run game.
Yeah,
Nick
absolutely.
Chubb had a great game.
Mayfield 150, 2 touchdowns, no picks, dude. That's nice to see.
Yeah, decent game.
Browns had their first winning record since 2014.
Wow,
That-
that's crazy.
Give it up, Cleveland, you did something right.
Yeah, but they
I've never
did
heard
get
that before.
they did get the ground game going, which was good for those Brownies. And you gotta think they got the ground game going on Washington's defense, which
Yeah, that's big.
we've been hyping up Washington's defense all year, but the past 2 or 3 weeks we haven't seen the same Week 1 defense.
I can tell you some that I've been consistent with all year, and I'll say it again.
Stop,
Dwayne Haskins.
don't say it.
No, you're gonna be quiet for a second, Sproles. Dwayne Haskins. You know, I'm not gonna say he doesn't have a bright future, or he doesn't have a future in the NFL, but as of right now, he's not gonna win you football games. He had 3 interceptions. I mean, this guy is not that good right now. If Alex Smith did not have that terrible injury years ago, he would no doubt be starting. I wouldn't be opposed to Case Keenum starting over Dwayne Haskins. So I'm critical of Dwayne right now.
How do you feel about that, Hunter?
I don't think Dwayne is as bad as you're making out to seem. He does throw 3 picks, but he's in the NFL, dude. I mean, they're gonna make a bad game. Kyler Murray had 3 picks last week. Are you telling me he's bad now and can't win a football game? No, you're not telling
bad.
me that.
That's true.
I'll tell you what it is. It's bias coming out of you.
Whoa!
It's bias.
I mean, I'm
Calling
not
him
the one
out.
that's Ohio
It's-
State fan backing up there for
It's bias coming out of you, Heister. Actually, I don't even want to hear from you. Let's go on to the next game. Texans Steelers. Let's go.
You're telling me the Texans are
Steelers.
0-3?
0-3.
0-3?
Here's my question. Do you think it's possible for the Texans to make the playoffs? Starting 0-3.
It's possible.
I mean, it's obviously
Do you
possible.
think
There's a lot of football left to play,
Do
but
you
it's just
think
going to
it'll
be hard to do.
happen? Do you think it'll happen?
If I had to pick, I would say no. I don't think
Yeah, I
they're
agree
going to
with
the
that.
playoffs.
If Deshaun Watson gets cooking like he did last year and the year before, then it can happen, but it's not going to.
And I mean, let's
Yeah.
mention, dude, Ravens, Chiefs, Pittsburgh. I mean, that's a tough draw for your first 3 games, dude. So,
A tough draw, if not the hardest draw.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's definitely cut some slack there. But
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. All that matters is the record. That's
Yep.
all that matters in the NFL is wins and losses, and they're 0-3. Pittsburgh looks good, I think. So
Yeah, they do look good. They've
Defense,
been.
man.
I was critical week 1. Heister said, Big Ben's back. He had a good week 1 game. I said,
did.
Heister, you're kidding me. It's 1 week.
Well, I'll tell you something else. James Conner, 18 rushes,
Yep.
110 yards, touchdown.
In 7, yep.
He can
We
play
put 6 in.
football. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Poor Benny Snell.
Yeah, we haven't seen much from Benny Snell,
Well,
actually,
I mean,
since that first week.
I don't blame him.
Week 1, we gave all, or not we, I don't like the Steelers at all. Week 1, they gave all the touches to Benny Snell. From then on, it's just been James.
And T.J. Watt, dude, is playing well. I think he's top 3 in the NFL in sacks right now. So he's jumping off all 3 Watt
I was about to
brothers.
say, speaking of Watt,
Let's
all
mention
3
Watt,
brothers.
you can say. All right? They all played in this game.
Yeah,
Wow. That
all
was
3
cool
of
to
them.
see. That's awesome, dudes.
All right, let's move on to the Vikings losing again, but the Titans get the job done. Titans versus the Vikings.
Steven.
Gostkowski.
1?
Nah, he didn't have one.
No.
Did he get 2?
No,
No.
not 2.
3? That's a
No,
lot.
it wasn't 4.
Is 4 a lot?
Nah.
No.
5?
5.
Nah.
No.
6?
He had
6
6
Don't
field
tell me
No.
like 3 of them were over 50 yards.
Oh, no.
my! Yeah,
No,
you
that
want to
couldn't
talk
happen.
about the leg getting warm and an extra point. So he had 19 points in this game.
Wow.
Wow.
MVP.
And the
Of the
game,
game.
and the game-winning kick.
They're 3-0. Vikings 0-3.
That's
Now,
surprising.
let me get my fair share of shout-outs here, boys. Justin Jefferson,
Great
rookie
game.
wide receiver out of LSU, 175 yards.
And
Cook,
Dalvin.
brother. Dalvin was
Speaking of
great.
Cook, Dalvin Cook!
Oh,
Get him
Dalvin.
going, Heister!
Oh, Dalvin
Get him
was
going,
great.
Heister! Man, I mean,
And
those
Kirk
dudes were
didn't play
playing.
bad.
No, but I mean, I do want to talk about Dalvin Cook. 22 carries, 181 yards, 1 touchdown. The most rushing yards of that week for Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
I'd argue the other running back is even better.
Yeah. Oh,
Derrick Henry,
Wow.
119 yards,
Well-
2 touchdowns. Have a day, King Henry.
yeah.
Derrick
well,
Henry has the 2nd most rushing yards of this week,
Yeah.
following Dalvin
try-
Cook. So that game was all about the run.
Yeah,
Try
it was.
tackling a flying Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is rough.
You know what? I'm going to be critical of Ryan Tannehill. 0 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. As great as we say Steven Gostkowski was with 6 field goals, something's wrong if you're kicking 6 field goals. Okay, something is wrong there. You're not converting.
Something's wrong if you're the Vikings and you're holding the Titans to having to kick 6 field goals and you still lose the football game.
Yeah, something is wrong there. Now, at the end of the day, Ryan Tannehill, they won the football game, right? But 1 interception, 0 touchdowns. I think he's got to execute a lot better than he has been. So
Yeah, I do want to touch on Justin Jefferson again because
Go ahead.
I mean you said his name, but
you can say it
100
twice.
Yeah, I mean you can. For a rookie coming out of LSU, 175 yards for this man week 1.
You know what?
Week 1.
You know what I think he's saying?
What's he saying?
Diggs was out of here, and Adam Thielen came in. I'm the number 1 wide receiver. No,
I'm
sir.
gonna get doubled.
Yeah,
Justin
you're
said,
the rookie.
guess-
No, he
guess
says.
what? I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm in town.
Here. I 100% agree. He
I'm in
looked
town.
great, dude. And he got a touchdown, so that was nice.
All right, how are you guys feeling about the Christian McCaffrey Panthers taking care of business against the Chargers?
It makes me shrivel, you know? I do want to say I thought Herbert had another decent week.
He did.
Yeah.
1 touchdown, I think 1 pick, over 300 yards. He didn't play bad. I mean, this is his first week getting reps with, all the first team guys, so I thought he was nice.
One thing I think we have to mention is the Chargers are missing 5 defensive starters.
Melvin Gordon including, yeah.
5 of them. That's literally the JV team out there.
Yeah.
That's the practice squad playing.
Yeah, that is a practice.
Teddy
squad.
Bridgewater getting his first one as a Panther.
Oh, yeah.
One thing I want to mention was his connection with, is it Robbie or Rodney? Now I'm forgetting Anderson.
I think it's Rodney.
I thought it was Robbie.
I think it's
I
Rob.
think
I don't
it's
know. But
Robbie.
he's had a great, over 200 yards first couple weeks, and he had over 50 this week. He's looked really good. I don't know if you guys know, the coach for the Panthers, Matt Rule, came from Baylor. He used to coach Anderson in college at Temple. There's a little something for you. So once he hit free agency, he got that phone call, and they look really good so far. So.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert, the rookie, threw for 330 yards again.
I like him.
Yep. He's not looking bad. You got to think, though, if Tyrod Taylor gets healthy, who's getting the spot? What's the quarterback situation at the Chargers?
Look, I'm a classy guy. Injuries do not lose you your starting spots. That's just how it is.
Yep.
And
That's fair.
I thought Taylor, he's 1-0.
He was.
How you gonna boot that guy now?
Because it was the Bengals.
But do I think he'll be on a shorter leash? Yeah, and do I think they found someone with Herbert? No doubt. Keenan Allen had 19 targets in this game. He had 13 receptions, over 130 yards. He played great. It's so good for rookie quarterbacks to have a guy they can go to.
Yeah,
that really helps them early on.
Yeah. All right, moving on to another game. I know we talked a lot about the Jets, and they...
the worst team in football.
The worst coach in football.
Well, you could say it both.
The Colts just run right through the Jets.
Speaking of the Colts...
Sam Darnold is terrible.
Yeah, Sam Darnold is bad. I mean, we can just say the Jets are bad. Let's not even talk about them.
There's some talent in Sam Darnold.
It's raw talent. I agree. It's the talent is there, but it's so raw that not everything's polished yet.
And Adam Gase does not help that at all. I want to hear what you think.
He's
about
like an
Adam Gase.
absolute machine for regression. He really is. But I do want to say, let's give the Colts credit too.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers joins one of 5 quarterbacks with 400 or more career passing touchdowns.
You know who caught his 400 career touchdown?
Who-
Fun fact:
who did it?
Mo Alley Cox, the tight end. 400.
So well.
Yeah, he played amazing this
played
week.
very well.
Let's give a little shout out. Xavier Rhodes, 2 picks.
Yep.
One of them a pick
Speaking
6.
of Xavier Rhodes,
Yeah.
that whole defense.
Dude.
Let's talk about the Colts
They were
defense.
great.
That
dude.
secondary.
2 touchdowns this week. The
Yeah.
defense. They scored more points than the Jets did.
Scored more points than
Something
the
is
Jets.
wrong
So-
if that's happening.
The Colts cornerbacks, their outside cornerbacks, they have the highest graded unit in the
Oh
NFL.
my God, Trey! You want to talk about a stat?
That I
I
mean,
saw-
you can't have better cornerbacks than them. You just can't.
I saw Aqib Talib. I don't know if you guys watched Aqib Talib's power rankings for the defense called the no-fly zone. He's got the Colts number 1 this week, obviously. I mean, those boys were playing.
I like Aqib Talib as an analyst now.
I'm liking it. I'm liking Aqib Talib.
Well, we got
Done
Trey
playing.
over here. He's a
That's true.
sports
They
encyclopedia.
call him.
that's
They
true.
call him Trey Blackburn. That's what they call him.
Oh, yep, that's true.
To be fair, their defense, I do believe it's great. But they played the freaking Jets.
Yeah, they did.
Like, we can't just...
Did
We gotta remember that.
Yeah, we give the Colts credit, but let's also remember who they played
Yeah,
and who
that's
the
true.
coach of that football team was.
The worst football team.
Yeah.
All right, really exciting game of this week. The Seahawks and the Cowboys. Russell Wilson's back at it.
For
Yeah.
5.
Another week.
For
He
5
has-
again.
Yeah, he's got the most touchdowns
Yeah.
ever through 3 weeks. He's
Yeah.
got 14 touchdowns, dude. Tyler Lockett caught 3 touchdowns in this game. Oh, and by the way, they were all in one half, okay? The first half, Lockett had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Woo!
I mean, DK could have had one in the first half, too. But,
Yeah. Should we talk about that? DK catches a big ball, and as he's going in the end zone,
Celebrates a little bit.
yeah, I mean, he was kind of going casually. I mean, obviously, he thought he had the touchdown, and it gets knocked out of his hands through the back of the end zone.
I'm just confused on how he didn't even think that there would be a defender
I know.
still right there when he still had, 10
We all know
yards
he's
to go.
fast. But he does.
He didn't burn him that
Like,
fast.
it's one of those
Like, he
things.
didn't drop him.
It's one of those things where,
He just had a stab.
it shouldn't have to be like, okay, now I know. Okay, now I've learned this. It won't happen again. It shouldn't have happened in the first place, okay?
I mean, luckily they still got the win, but if they didn't, that would
You
have been a
always
huge problem
finish your
for
plays,
DK.
and that's that.
I do want to bring up the other side of the ball. Dak Prescott again.
Bring him up.
472 yards in the air this week.
Yeah, and he
Second-
wasn't even the best quarterback on the field, okay?
His second straight game with 450 or more passing yards. Dak is getting the job done, but
CD's playing well, too, for him.
yeah,
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb is playing well for Dak. You could say favorite target.
And,
Besides Amari Cooper.
I don't know, NFL sacks leader right now?
Alden Smith.
Yes, sir. What a great comeback story that is. He's playing, what did he have, 4 sacks?
4
I think.
sacks.
Yeah, he's playing great right now for that D-line, so.
I mean, Russell Wilson is just cooking. I mean,
He's amazing.
He's the MVP.
Through 3
He's-
weeks?
on deep balls, he's 75% accurate, and the next best quarterback is 63% accurate on deep balls.
I don't know how this guy has never got an MVP vote, and I can put all my money. This is the year he will get one. I mean, he's going to get the respect he deserves this year. There's no doubt about it.
And one thing I want to say is this next game, we were all wrong. We got Detroit heading to Arizona.
I say what we did, I think. We thought the Cardinals were going to start off 5-0. I'll tell you what, they didn't. They lost to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions snapped their 11-game losing streak,
So do you
beating
guys
the Arizona Cardinals.
Wow.
do you guys blame this whole loss on Kyler Murray?
No.
No.
And
I don't blame a loss on one player, but I'll tell you it didn't help. It didn't help.
3 picks, and they were costly picks too. They were
Yeah.
costly. You know, one of them was in the red zone. I'm sorry, he was at their own 20, and when the pick happened, they were in the red zone. Detroit was.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I mean, their best running back, Kenyon Drake, he only had 73 yards. Really, no one got going that game.
No,
Wow.
they didn't
It's-
look like the same Cardinals that we saw the week.
And credit now,
Before.
Stafford played good.
Stafford did play well.
2 touchdowns, 0 picks.
I dogged him last week.
I'm about to say, someone did dog him last week, and he did play good this
Yeah, I
week.
tell you what, I think some of these quarterbacks are checking out the Boyz Making Noise podcast.
They
so
are.
they're getting a little fueled up from
Who
it.
did I talk about last week who I said wasn't good and who had a
It
breakout
was
game?
somebody, dude. I'm trying to.
Because you even asked me last episode
Kirk
if I called
Cousins.
him.
Was it Kirk Cousins?
It was Kirk. It was
Oh,
Kirk.
my.
I called Kirk out for being the worst quarterback in football, and Kirk said, I heard that.
I
Dropped
tell you
3
what, it's kind
touchdowns.
of weird watching Adrian Peterson rush for the Lions. That's just
I'll
weird
tell you, it's
seeing
weird
him.
seeing him in the league still.
Well, him and Frank Gore are still going to done. Too bad they play for the Lions and the Jets. You know?
I don't want to hear about the
Whoa,
Jets.
the Jets?
Heister,
The worst football team in the
That's true.
Well,
So-
they don't. They traded their number 1 receiver. I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah, alrighty.
The next game, we got the Buccaneers versus the Broncos. Buccaneers win this one big.
So Gronk had 3 targets through 2 weeks, and he had 6 catches this week.
Wow.
I know after the game, I want to give big shout to Gronk. We all love to hear this, especially
Yeah.
me and Sprolesy. He said, I'm here to block.
He said, "I'm here to block."
I'm blocking tight end. I don't care if I get targets or not. If I do, great. If I don't, I'll block. You know, so that's awesome to hear. But I think it is important that Gronk and Brady are back on the same page. So
We also talked about the backup quarterback Nick Mullins having a good game. How about this backup quarterback Jeff Driscoll? Not so much. I'll tell you that this JV player didn't get the job done.
Yeah, he really destroyed my my bold prediction of the Broncos.
Well,
winning.
speaking of bold predictions, Leonard Fournette got about 15 yards. That was his only stat.
Wow.
wait, how many touchdowns did you say he was gonna have? 1?
3.
Oh, 3.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's
And guess
Yeah.
how many he got?
how many?
Just 15
Zero.
yards.
I tell you, who did have 3 was Tom Brady, almost 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was really good. Chris Godwin was good in this game. I don't think this is a representation of how Driscoll's gonna be, but who knows? They did put in Brett Ripon.
I did hear about
In
that.
this game.
3rd string quarterback coming in.
So-
That's like a last chance to you right there.
Yeah, I want to say he's either a rookie or second year from Boise State. So I don't know. I think Driscoll's still gonna start, but I mean, yeah, next man up if he doesn't, right? So.
The next game, this could have been my favorite game of the week. We got the Packers and the Saints.
This was a really good game.
Well-
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Is a
he wants to
bad
talk about Russell Wilson. You
man.
talk about Rodgers.
I want to talk about Rodgers with
Well,
you, Trey.
you talk
Let's
about
get it
Rodgers.
started.
3 touchdowns.
Let's get it started. Yep, 3 of them.
He just something about Rodgers. I don't know how to explain it, but he just handles the game so well. It looks like when you're watching Aaron Rodgers, you're like, yeah, this guy's got it under control.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna win.
I just want to talk about his receiver selection. Well, first off, I have so much I can say about this man. I want to talk about his offensive line.
David Bakhtiari is a man amongst boys. Okay.
His offensive line gives him so much time to throw, and it's not like Aaron Rodgers up here throwing to DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green. He's got
Devontae
no
Adams didn't
receivers.
play in this
No,
game.
he's got no
Yeah.
receivers.
He's hurt.
He's giving up to Alan Lazard.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was
I
throwing
mean,
to
you
like
said his name like he's a bum, you know?
Alan Lazard. That's who he's throwing it up to. That's his main receiver. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is great. He's has all he is, scrambling out of the pocket, flicking it 50 yards, throwing the deep ball well. He's playing great.
He's looked as good as he has in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
He
I
just
really
looked
do.
great.
Yeah.
This might be
And-
his prime. Just when you thought, hey, Aaron Rodgers is done.
I wouldn't.
It's his
I wouldn't
prime.
go that far.
He's back. It's his prime.
think about who he's thrown to. You know, he's got Devontae Adams hurt, Josiah DeGuara, their
Yeah.
top. He's like they go
Valdez
1-2 with him and
Scantling,
Sternberger.
yeah.
He's out. Yeah, and then he's throwing to Tanyan Jr., Robert Tanyan,
Wow.
And
Chase
Alan
Sternberger,
Lazard.
and get this, the 36-year-old Mercedes Lewis.
Wow,
I saw
he's-
I saw Lewis on the bench there, and I was like, I don't believe that's Mercedes Lewis.
Fun
Yeah.
fact, Mercedes Lewis is his only receiver that is a first-round pick.
Wow.
I-
And he's
Whoa.
about 56 years old.
Yeah, my dad saw him on the field. I'm like, no way that guy's still in the league.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, we can talk about Rodgers all day. The Saints have lost back-to-back games.
Oh.
Man.
Guys, Drew Brees can't throw the ball farther
I
than
was about
4
to
yards.
say, Drew Brees is not looking good.
Who's gonna
I think I
give
touched
credit
on
to
it
that
last
running
week.
back for New Orleans though?
Okay,
Oh,
I
he is
want to
a
bring
beast
this up
monster.
because a couple weeks ago, I think it was last week, we talked about who is the best back in the league.
We did.
And no one brought up
No one
Alvin
even brought him
Kamara.
up.
It was like we just forgot about Alvin
Yeah.
Kamara.
The guy was a receiver this week.
I was about to say,
Ah.
most of his yards did come from, like, the reception.
He had that
yards.
one ridiculous play, dude. It was just a dump off by
Yeah.
Breeze, and he ran that in.
He made that look so easy.
I
Just
know.
Nudging off tackles. He's so incredible.
I think it hurts. And Drew Brees didn't play that bad in this game. He didn't have an interception in this game. But I think it does hurt him that Michael Thomas isn't playing too.
Yeah, big
I
time.
mean, that's his man.
I would say that that's an excuse. He doesn't have Michael Thomas, but look at Rodgers.
yeah,
Who's he got?
that's true.
Yeah.
Who's he got?
You know what really hurts? Putting in that guy Taysom. Putting in Taysom
Yeah,
Hill
me and Trey touched
hurts
on this.
any
I mean,
team.
yeah, Taysom Hill's not good. I mean, they're not using him that much, but what's the point of even trying?
Yeah.
He obviously had that fumble as his quarterback. They're trying to put him in at receiver. They're trying to put him in as running back. Like, pick a spot for
I mean,
him.
he
Let
was
him
good
train.
last year. Good
Yeah.
Swiss Army
Yeah.
knife for him last
Yeah.
year. But I think they're overusing him, you know?
Yeah.
I think Sean Payton expects way too much from Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Sean Payton, he's the only guy that likes Taysom.
He is. He's the only guy
Oh,
that thinks Taysom Hill is
I wouldn't
good.
say I
Well,
dislike
as
Taysom
a
Hill.
football player.
Okay, I'm a great guy.
He's a great guy. Yes, I love Taysom Hill. Yeah.
Let's talk about this. one, Trey.
Heister, don't get me started.
We got the Chiefs and the Ravens. I was the only one right about this game, which is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, good
Hey,
job.
good job, man.
Yeah, I thought that.
The Super Bowl champion, just the best player, one of the best players in the world. There was no doubt in my mind they were going to lose this game.
I forgot how bad Lamar is in primetime games. Or not just primetime, like the big games, like playoff games. And then he goes, I mean, the Chiefs are his kryptonite, like you
Okay,
said.
you guys are done talking my time. Listen up.
Heister,
Now,
before you start, Heister,
Go ahead, go
I don't
ahead.
want to be rude, but
Go
I'm going
ahead.
to interrupt you because I think you're
No, go
irrational.
ahead.
Okay, you're irrational. I'm going to say it there. Go ahead.
Just listen for a second. There's two things I want to get out of the way first. Lamar Jackson is awesome, right? He's an awesome player. He's an awesome dude. He's so fun to watch, and the Ravens are great. They're going to win a lot of football games this year. They're going to win the division. They're going to be in the playoffs. So fun to watch.
They're going to
them.
beat the Chiefs in the playoffs.
No.
I told you to be quiet. Second thing is, it's Monday Night Football. The whole world is watching. We always overreact. Okay, we thought the Raiders were amazing last week. They lost to the Patriots this week. We always overreact. It's just natural. There's a couple things. That being said, there's a couple things Lamar Jackson doesn't do well. First off, when he's in a shootout, a gunfight, he is not good, dude. When he is forced to throw the ball, he struggles. 97 passing yards. He flat out struggles when he's forced to throw the ball and doesn't have a run game, getting a first down for him every other play. Second thing, he is terrible when playing from behind. It's hard to play from behind from anybody. Certain quarterbacks do it better than others. Russell Wilson is great at it. Certain guys aren't. He's terrible at it. Does that matter that much in the regular season? No, because the Ravens are always winning. Okay, they're always ahead. But he's terrible from playing behind. Defend that somehow, Sprolesy. Let's hear it. He was bad this week.
Okay, I will agree with you that he was bad this week, but
He had no help.
I'm about to say, I feel like Lamar, he's obviously got a killer mentality. It's Lamar Jackson, but I feel like he went into this game playing to not lose the football game instead of playing to win the football game. You guys know what I'm
Interesting
saying?
way to look at it, yeah.
He's playing, I don't want to lose this week instead of playing like, okay, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to beat the Chiefs this week.
Dude, the Chiefs defense, you cannot take credit.
Chris Jones had a
They
great
are
week.
Incredible.
Great week.
They got pressure on Lamar Jackson a quarter of the time, so 23%.
Yep.
Literally, imagine that. Like every 4 plays, you're getting pressure.
Well, speaking of imagine that, it's bad when our most targeted receiver is J.K. Dobbins and he's a halfback. J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Trey though. What is it? Steve Spagnuolo is a great
He is.
defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. He sends blitz. He sends so many different looks. But I think the gap between Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson is big, and it's growing by the day. Okay, these two, they're different types of players, but there's a big gap between them. There's levels to this, okay? And Lamar Jackson is not on Patrick Mahomes' level.
Well, you can just think about this. Third down completions, 10 for 13, the Chiefs were. the Ravens were 3 for 9 on third down.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I know we try and act like this because it's fun too. Let's not act like this was a one-on-one matchup between Mahomes and Jackson. Right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
was two football teams
Yeah.
going at it. The Chiefs receivers were great, right? Hardman, Hill, speed flat out kills.
Yeah.
Okay, it kills. But yeah, what do you got to say, Trey? Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I had a lot from this game. It's like I know last year the Packers lost to the 49ers, and they later lost an NFC Championship. The Patriots have had a couple critical losses early on in seasons. Like, it's one of these losses that, like, you don't forget. Like, if the Ravens won out this year, which is going to be hard to win out, but if they won out, I wouldn't forget this loss, okay? It's just in the back of my mind. I don't think they can beat the Chiefs. That's just it.
I agree with that.
Now, that being said, throughout the week, I want you guys, what do you guys want to start with, player or teams?
Player.
Okay, give me your stud and dud player of the week.
I'll go first. I think my stud of the week. I shied away from the quarterback this week. I went with Alvin Kamara. 13
Wow.
catches, 139 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, 58 rushing yards. That's not much, but he was doing it all through the air. And he just made some great plays. And even though they didn't win, you got to think, watching him is just so fun. And yeah, that's why I picked him for stud of the week.
Okay, my stud, I didn't shy away from the quarterback. I'm going with Russell Wilson.
Okay.
5 touchdowns, and he got the win against a good
0
team.
interceptions, too.
Yeah, 0 interceptions. He's looking really good week in, week out. So my stud for the week, Russell Wilson.
My stud of the week is going to be Dalvin Cook. You know,
Alright.
we've all been saying it for the whole year. They got to get the rushing game going if they want to be good and win some football games. They did it this week. They got the rushing game going. They didn't win the football game, but they got Dalvin Cook going 181 yards, averaged 8 yards, and got 22 carries. So my stud of the week, Dalvin Cook.
You know what? This is going to be the first time on the show. I'm going to do a little co-studs. You know, we got two guys.
Really?
I'm going to go with Wilson Mahomes. You know, I did want to see if I could shy away from the quarterback this week. It's not possible, but those two played like they did. Both had 5 total touchdowns. Russ had 5 throwing. Mahomes had 4 throwing and 1 rushing. They were amazing. And my dud is Lamar, dude. I think I made that clear. 97 passing yards, 35 passing yards at halftime. Are you joking? In that kind of game. And I think he had like 83 rushing yards. So that's definitely my dud of the week. What about teams? Your stud and dud team of the week.
Wait, do you want to say your dud?
Oh, my
dud
bad.
player. No, you're good. My dud of the week, I've got to go with Kyler Murray. When
Okay.
Kyler Murray's throwing 3 picks, it's just, I think something about Kyler Murray is you like him because not only is he great at football, but he makes it fun to watch.
He is, yeah.
And that just was not fun to watch. And with that, like, I want to see more from him. And, you know, maybe this is just one bad game. I think this is just
I think
one
it is.
bad game.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I didn't like what I saw from him at all.
Yeah, I actually have the same dud. Kyler Murray, just not good this week. He lost to not that good Lions team, and that can't happen.
My dud player of the week. I think I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson. I just think that he's better than how he's playing. I mean, did he have an awful game? No. He threw a pick and went 19 for 27, but an 0-3 start for him is hard. I mean, we touched on his schedule, but I think it's just a dud for him.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a lot better than what he's showing right now.
Yeah, and I'm also going to add a co-dud, you know, with Lamar. How about a guy who lost his football job this weekend, Mitchell Trubisky? He lost his job. How's that not a dud? So I'll throw him in there too. All right, what about stud team of the week?
My stud team of the week is, I don't think they played that well, but you got to go with the Lions.
Okay.
A win over the Cardinals, you love to see that. The Cardinals were rolling, and then they shut that down. Good win for the Lions. This could be a turn of the tables. I don't know.
And like you said, even if they didn't play that well, all that matters is that they won, right? So
It didn't die.
My stud team of the week is the Chiefs. They just destroyed the Ravens.
Yeah.
And I feel like they not only beat the Ravens, but they exposed the Ravens.
Yes.
okay.
And they stomped on their heads and then rolled them over and then threw them in the trash.
I mean,
Yeah.
is it all? Do we all agree that the Chiefs are the Ravens' kryptonite, right?
Yeah.
Literally, that's
Yeah,
how it
They don't
Lamar
see it.
literally said it himself.
Yeah.
Goes from Lamar. Are we doing just studs first?
Yeah, start with
Yeah,
just stud team of the week.
All right. My stud team of the week, I'm going with that JV football team, the 49ers.
Okay.
36-9 win. I mean, I just feel like it's such a big win for them with all those players out. I mean, they don't have a starting running back. They don't have a starting quarterback. Their star defensive players are hurt. I mean, I think it's just
I can
a
tell you,
great
I
win
kept my
for them.
phone off Do Not Disturb this week in case I was going to get a text from
Really?
play of my
Really?
life.
I mean, you would think.
It was that
You would
bad.
think. Yeah, so I'm going to say the 49ers
That's a good
because everyone was down them. I mean, me and Nico picked the Giants to win this football
Yeah.
game.
And it wasn't just a win, the way they won, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs, I think, for start of the week. I think Trey had a really good pick, too, but, I mean, you're playing prime time. The whole country's watching a Monday Night Football, and you played amazing. Mahomes looked great. And like we said, it wasn't just Mahomes. It was the defense, everybody. I got the Chiefs. So what about dud team of the week?
My dud of the week, and I guess I could say team, the Falcons once again. I
Okay.
believe I picked them last week. When you blow a 16-point lead right after you came off of blowing a 15-point fourth quarter lead, that's just, you can't feel good about that. Dan Quinn, I know he coached him to the Super Bowl, but it was really Kyle Shanahan coaching him to the Super Bowl. That offense.
Dan
he
Quinn
run
is
there.
interesting
He-
right now, dude.
And I forgot to mention this earlier, but my other dud, we're just going to say dud of the week. Waking up in the morning and seeing Adam Gase is still the head coach.
Is that just dud of the
That's
season?
just dud.
The
That's
Jets
just
are
a dud.
That's
always
just dud of
the
a
dud of the
lifetime.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just
okay.
call him dud.
Anytime you wake up and you see Adam Gase's beard and
You're
his eyes
losing.
wandering off the screen, you're just.
If Adam Gates is coaching your football team, you're a dud.
All right, my dud team of the week is I took Kyler Murray. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals as
Okay.
the dud.
Okay.
I already said this. They lost to a not that good Lions team, and the Cardinals, I believe, are a pretty good team, and that's just a bad loss. So
Yeah.
they're my dud.
Wait, don't tell me you guys forgot about Thursday Night Football.
I didn't forget.
My dud of the team is dud of the week is the Jaguars.
Okay.
I don't think that they should have lost to the Dolphins in the first place. I think that they're a better team than the Dolphins, and they did it losing 31-13. So I think that's just a terrible game for the Jaguars. James Robinson played well. Gardner Minshew, I'll say it. He didn't punch any in. He got 0 touchdowns. He had a pick. I just don't think the Jaguars played that great this week.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go with the Cardinals because, I mean, I thought they were going to start 5-0. I'll be honest. I thought the Cardinals were going to get off to a great start. I think this isn't the biggest setback in the world for them, but it's a big loss, so I'll take the Cardinals. One thing we did want to touch on is how COVID-19 is now affecting the NFL. This week, the Vikings and was it the Titans
Yeah, Vikings, Titans.
are struggling to get into their facilities. They've been closed till Saturday, and they both play on Sunday. So that's a big problem. You know, I mean, you can game plan all you want, talking through Zoom meetings and everything. You can't actually get out on the field, and that's huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think like the bigger question is like, if coronavirus hits the NFL like it hit the MLB at one point, like what are they gonna do? They can't just take weeks off and just add it.
It's a
on.
lot
You can't do
easier to
doubleheaders.
reschedule MLB games than NFL games.
Yeah.
And then also some talk from this is a couple of the Titans and the Vikings, they're trying to play Monday. And
Yeah.
the NFL doesn't. I mean, it's hard to reschedule an NFL game this late. Okay, there's so much behind the scenes has to happen, but that is something that's developing as we speak.
I thought maybe you get a little Saturday night football in.
Wow,
Wow.
a
That'd
whole
be
new
awesome.
day we're gonna play football.
I mean, if it gets big, don't you think that it'd give you an extra day of rest for the next week?
Look, you'd be crazy if you're saying I'm opposed to football on
Oh, yeah.
Saturday. All right.
Well, there is football on
There are
Saturday,
some
but you mean
football at the end of the
NFL
season.
football
Well, that
on
is
a
college
Saturday.
football.
There are a few Saturday football
What network
games
we
towards
gonna
the
get them? A
season.
lot of college games. So. Let's talk a little bit about this week's upcoming game. You wanna? What? Okay, I was gonna go. For
I
it.
don't.
Okay.
Let's just skip this segment. Yeah, guys.
No. We have to talk about it. We are gonna go from the two of the faces of the NFL, two of the best teams in the NFL, the Chiefs and the Ravens on Monday night. We're gonna go with, and then on Thursday, the Broncos and the Jets at MetLife with Adam Gase coaching the football team. Look, the Jets are bad, but let's be real. If there's any chance they're going to win a game this year, this is one of the best shots. Okay?
But I mean,
That being said, I still have the Broncos.
I was about to
Okay.
say. With that being said, if any of you guys pick the Jets to win a football game this year, you can leave my podcast. I said it.
What do you
Wow.
think, Trey?
The Broncos are winning this
So we
football
got two
game.
Broncos. I'll let you go first, Trey.
I don't like Adam Gase. I don't like the Broncos. I actually hate Adam Gase. I don't hate the Broncos. I'm going with the Broncos.
Good explanation.
Oh my God, Heister, don't.
It's that simple.
All right, guys.
If you-
Nico
Hold
is
on.
actually
Hold on.
leaving the podcast.
I'm not going to go out on the Jets yet. Okay, they're at home. They're playing the Broncos. They looked terrible last week. If I had a coin right now, I'd flip it. I'll take the Broncos. I don't think the Jets are going to get blown out, though. I think if Darnold's going to have a good game, this is the week. I mean, we'll see. You know, I don't think it's going to be as big of a margin as last week against the Colts. Do I think the Jets will lose? Yeah, but as bad of two teams this is, I think it's going to be a close matchup. And
Wait, you do gotta take. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
But you gotta take injuries into hand.
Mhm.
Drew Lock hurt for the Broncos.
Absolutely.
And Cortland Sutton hurt for the Broncos.
that's what I'm saying. This isn't.
But it's the Jets, Heister.
Yeah, I know, and that's just what I go back to every time.
Okay,
It's
I have
the
a question
New
for
York
you guys.
Jets.
If the Jets lose this football game, do they have another shot to win a game this year?
No.
Not with Gase.
You know, I'd have to look at the
With him.
schedule. I mean,
Yeah,
they
I don't
probably
know
play
their
the
schedule.
Giants this year. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's always shots to win football games, right? Things happen, but I don't know. This is going to be one of their better shots, no doubt about it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about for this week or next week?
Oh, let's hear a hot topic.
I think we're
All right,
good.
this is a hot topic question for the books.
Oh, boys. If
I
you
mean,
want a
we-
hot topic question.
We really want you guys to chime in on this one. Tell us what you think. So, here's a scenario in your heads. You got a guy who's never really watched the NFL, and you have to show him one game in the history of the 100 years of the NFL to make him a football fan. What game is that going to be? Now, mindful, all of us are teenage kids, and we do not know every game that's happened in NFL history. We have not watched every game. So, recency is going to be a big factor in our picks. But what do you want to start, Trey?
I am a modern football guy.
Yeah.
I love analytics. I love high-scoring games. I love passing the ball. And there's no better example of that than the Chiefs versus the Rams in 2018 Week 11. I remember watching this game, and I literally could not keep my eyes off the television, seeing Patrick Mahomes, seeing Jared Goff duel it out.
This was a gun show.
It was a gun show. It
I was
ended
in
up being
Tennessee for that game.
54-51, the Rams won. And I just want to say something. I remember there were over 800 passing yards in this game. Each quarterbacks, I think they both had over 400. Tyreek Hill had over 200 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. This is just one of those games, like, if you don't watch football, you would still just find this incredible. We got to remember, like, the atmosphere there was amazing. It was 2 really good teams. I believe the Rams were
Super Bowl that
10-1, and the Chiefs were 9-2 at the time, or 9-1, and the Rams were 10-1.
Yeah, and that's a good point you mentioned, like modern football. Like, if you're going to make somebody a fan of football now, you want to show them something that resembles the modern game too, right? I'm not going to go back to 1950 and show them a straight running football game. So that's a
Yeah.
good point there.
Yeah. All right. For my game, I'm going to have to go back. I know we've talked a lot about the Falcons blowing leads, and we've actually talked about this game before, but I'm going to show this unexperienced football watcher
Good point.
the Patriots comeback against the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
Well, they come back from 10 points.
Yeah, probably like a touchdown.
I think it was actually a little more than that. Like, maybe try 25.
Wow. I mean, unbelievable.
I remember watching the game, and I was actually watching it with a Falcons fan, and he was like getting excited because we were like, "Oh, this game's
Yeah.
over," and we forgot that Tom Brady was on the Patriots.
I know. I remember watching that game, and I was like, Tom Brady's amazing. And I remember every time the Falcons scored, he could still come back. But once it got to 25, I said, all right, this is a little too much.
Yeah.
And, boy, he must have heard me. I can tell you that. That is definitely a great choice. That was so fun to watch.
For sure.
Hunter?
All right, my game. I'm gonna set the tone for you guys. All right,
I don't like this one.
it's a wild card game in the playoffs. The year is 2016.
I don't like where this is headed.
It's January 9th.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Bengals trot out on the field to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me tell you this: the
What are you doing,
Bengals.
man? This on the
I believe in the
podcast.
wild card round, right?
Yep, the wild card.
Gosh.
The Bengals 12-5 against the Steelers 11-6.
Guys,
but
hang
let me
on,
say,
hang on.
don't interrupt me,
Hey!
Corbin. Yeah, go ahead.
Wow.
Guys, the Bengals were 12-5.
Boy,
We
do
were
I miss
12.
those
All right, anyways.
times.
Anyway, let me put you back into your scene. A.J. McCarron trots out on the field to start the football game for the Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton is hurt. Our backup quarterback will start. AJ McCarron trots out on the field. We start losing early game. We come back a little bit. It's a tied football game.
Do you play for the Bengals?
Nope.
Oh, we. I mean,
Well, that's my team. Guess
Who dat?
what? Guess what? The
What?
rain comes down. Vontez perfect. Drills Ben Roethlisberger. He's hurt.
yeah.
He's done. Who comes in? Who comes in?
You tell me.
Landry Jones trots out on the field. 2 backup quarterbacks in a wild card game. The rain starts coming down. Guess what? Vontez perfect. Nails Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown out with a concussion. It's a dirty game. The Bengals get a defensive stop and get the ball back. There's about a minute and a half left in this football game. All they have to do is get a first down and run the clock out.
Hey, remind them what's the score of this game right now?
Oh, 16 to 15. Yep, 16-15 of the game right now. The Bengals are up by 1 point. All they have to do is get a first down and win the football game and advance to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Hill
Oh my god.
gets the run, puts the football on the ground. Ryan Shazier, not Ryan Shazier, was it?
It doesn't matter.
Well, he's stripped. He's stripped. The Steelers get the ball back, march down the field, kick a field goal, and send the Bengals home packing.
Boy, it's great of a game that was. I'm going to give some credit to you on that. I felt like I was there.
I do want to talk about that game.
Wow.
What's his name? Martavius Bennett had a really good catch. Probably one of the most known catches in football.
Yeah,
Bryant.
yeah.
Martavius Bryant.
Yeah, that was a crazy catch. I remember that. Yeah.
that was the year the whole NFL was like, possession of the football, make a football move.
Yeah.
Des Bryant make
Rolls
the
are
football
rolls,
move.
Sproles. All right.
So he caught the ball, put it under his legs, and did a front flip over the pylon to score the touchdown. It was actually really crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to make mine a little shorter than that. I'm going to go Super Bowl 49. Patriots and Seahawks. Patriots win 20-24 on the infamous decision of Pete Carroll to throw the football on the 2-yard line with the best running back in football behind you. Throws a pick to Malcolm Butler. What were they thinking? I really couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you either.
So, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like that was such an exciting game all around, not just that play, but that's one of the most famous plays in football history.
Yeah.
It flat out is. So I'm going to go with that game, but I don't know. It's interesting that I would like to see some opinions of games a while back and see how those are. But yeah, chime in on that. Really, what do you guys think? What game would you show somebody to make them a fan of football?
Yeah.
So
Before the podcast ends, I want to
Yeah.
go back to this Vontez perfect hit on Antonio Brown. And I want to talk about how Antonio Brown has never been the same since that.
I don't think Vontez
He is
perfect
literally
has ever been the same.
insane. But Antonio Brown is literally insane now.
I mean, look at those two guys now.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, what a game that
And
was.
that was also a big hit as far as protection of players and the rules that come
Yeah,
in the years
targeting.
coming. Yeah, I mean that was a big hit and a dangerous one.
Yeah,
At that,
I mean,
so.
you gotta think of because these is obviously a rivalry game,
Yeah.
and that game was just insane. Like it was grit and it was just dirty the whole game. Like
That
we love to
game-
watch that game.
That game holds dear to us because
Yeah.
that was like we were all 12.
Yeah.
maybe.
I was watching the
We
game
were
with my dad.
young. We were just
I
starting
had
to
a-
really understand
yeah.
and get into football.
I had a playoff party, and we were all getting hyped.
Look at
And
us
then
now,
Jeremy
fellas.
Hill.
So
Jeremy Hill.
yeah, is that all you guys have?
Yeah, that's all.
I do want to talk about the socials again. Last week I said,
Yeah.
let's see if we can hit 20 comments because we had about 14 on the last video. We got one person commenting. I'm a little bit butthurt, but I know my boys will bounce back. I want to
Facts.
see Alex Castrucci in the comments.
Yeah,
I want to see Jim Heister in the comments. Where's Will Lord? I want to see you guys in the comments. If you're not one of those 3 people I named, I don't care. I want to see you in the
I want to
comments.
see BB in
We
there.
shout everybody
Hey,
out.
S-Web.
We shout everyone out. All you guys better get in the comments. Follow the Instagram. Follow the Twitter. Make sure you're active. I mean, you can repost our stuff. Comment the hot topic question.
Absolutely.
Do whatever you
Socials,
want.
the Boys Making Noise, Instagram and Twitter.
Also, YouTube coming soon.
Yeah, YouTube and Apple Podcasts both coming soon.
Yeah.
So I think that's all we got for this week. We'll be back on Saturday to recap Thursday's game and give predictions for our Sunday game. So we'll see you there. We're the boys, and we're making noise.